Hey, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Diamond Discussion. I am your host, Demetrius Woods. And as you can see, we have our very first guest, Maddi Speaks, on the show. Former player of mine with the Elite Diamond Softball Organization. She's now a freshman utility player at Piedmont University. We'll probably talk about everything under the sun, including her softball journey. So without further ado, let's get going. All right, guys, welcome to the show once again. So excited to have our guest, Maddi Speaks, here. We're going to jump in head first. Actually, you know what? Before we jump in head first, I didn't tell her about this. So I've got to address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is I have been working out with Maddi, probably the last 12, 15 months on a regular basis. We've done some workouts together, would you say?
Yeah.
And usually, I would say 75% of the time, the workout, she probably knows where I'm going with this, actually. The workout finishes with a competition. All right?
I always win. Just saying.
Whoa. Slow down. Competition is what we call the cage game. All right? The cage game, just really simple game. You get points for where you hit the ball in the cage. Like you hit the back of the net, it's 20. Side, it's 10. Very top, it's -5 or something. Whatever we come up with that day. All right. And the elephant in the room is that first of all, Maddi and I, we don't disagree on much, usually.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
Think. But this has been a debate. And I think Maddi doesn't have very good memory. First of all, I will admit that. Okay. She would probably admit that. Right? Would you? Am I lying or not?
But I don't want to tell the whole world.
Okay. Well, the whole world, just a few thousands of people.
Whatever.
So, anyway, the last, I would say, 6 to 8 months, all of my victories in the cage game have apparently been forgotten about. So, Maddi, again, thousands of people are going to hear your answer. So, could you tell the world who has won the most cage games?
Me. You have literally no, because
can't believe we're doing this.
I think you've only won twice.
The camera's rolling, by the way.
I know, but I think you've only won twice, for real. The one time we were at 27 baseball, and then the other time.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, that was the last time, right? That was the most recent?
Yeah, because.
Right before you left for school?
Yeah.
I did win the last time.
You won the last time.
I am the reigning champ.
Yeah, that was my going away present. See you.
Quite awesome. No, I won that one convincingly, by the way. Whatever. Anyway, the point is that America and people all around the world, I have won way more than 2. At least 3. Probably 4, though.
Okay, you're getting ahead.
Would you agree?
For real.
Whatever. All right, we're going to jump in to some topics that we already had planned. And the first question for you, Maddi. So 99% of players, softball players, like their pinnacle is college ball, right? Some go on to play at the Olympics, they play pro ball, whatever, but college is where it is. You've reached that. So now that you've reached that, what's your motivation still to play the game and keep grinding at a high level? And then also, what's it like being a freshman at Piedmont?
To start, I think being a freshman, obviously, it's like intimidating. Like, honestly, I think intimidation's like motivation, honestly, because I think it's like you have to work for your spot. And I've always been able to grow in those kind of situations. So I think like that, but honestly, like, it's just fun. It's an escape from like schoolwork and everything else, and it's just something that I can just go and do without having to think about it. But I've also have always been playing to like prove myself to others. And I think for now, like, I've actually been playing to like prove to myself that I can do it. So I think that's been like the big change, really. It's just changed my mentality on it.
So you talked about the intimidation factor. Is it because it's a new space, or is it because it's college ball? Like, what's the intimidating pieces?
I mean, it's like we have the names. It's like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever. And your upperclassmen are typically the ones to play, and it's just you go in with that intimidation. I think I even had that my freshman year of high school, and that I grew significantly in that time, in that season. and like a big difference in my game. Just being intimidated like challenged me to get better. You know what I mean? So I think that's like my best environment for sure.
So I guess rewind the tape a year ago where you were a senior in high school, so you're kind of top of the rock, right? And that intimidation factor is not there. What was your motivation then as a senior?
Honestly, I think it was just like trying to like fill that role of like leading. I mean, I don't know. It was my senior year was hard, but I don't really know. I mean, I guess I was just playing just to play, really, at that point, just play for my school. And so it was definitely a different factor because it wasn't that environment, for sure. But I mean, in travel ball, it was like that kind of intimidating environment to where it was like I was always like growing. But in high school, it was just like I was just standing still. Like,
are you just saying that because I'm here?
No.
Okay, that's good. So what, like, I guess, are there similar pieces of intimidation from travel ball to college? When you talk about being okay, well, obviously the intimidating factor as a freshman in college, that is what it is. But you mentioned that travel ball was kind of that way too, from an intimidation standpoint. But I'm sure there's a different reason than just being a freshman, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of like I feel like in travel ball, either you're playing just to play or you're playing to get into college. And I think so that also plays a role in it because it's like, okay, you have to play your best to like for the people that are watching you. You know what I mean? So I think that definitely played a role. And then just being able to like come through for your team all the time. I mean, I know that like it's not the end of the world, but
you did a lot though. Like
sure,
more times than not, you came through.
Yeah.
So I guess on that front, did you ever feel that pressure? I mean, you batted leadoff in travel ball. You batted leadoff in high school ball. How was that? Like, was that a different type of pressure? Did you embrace that? Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I try not to think about it because everybody's like, okay, well, you're the starter. Like, you start the the line and everything, you know, and like everybody follows, and I'm like, okay, don't tell me that. Like, I don't need. I got it. I promise. It's just, I guess I don't know how to put it. I don't like for the pressure to get to me. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like I would just put up a wall and kind of just do it as I would if I was like last or something.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember sometimes it felt like travel ball last couple of seasons, like we went as you went.
Yeah.
And if Maddie's on, here comes the storm.
See, I hated that. I hate that so much because it just scares me. Like I don't want to think about it. Okay.
But I mean, but I think that helps, like especially because I'm sure you'll be in the lineup in college, and it won't be like we have to live and die by Maddie, and that wasn't totally that way with travel ball either. Like you had teammates that were good enough to pick you up.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it genuinely felt like, yo, if we needed to get on, like, you know. So, but for you having that, like you put up that wall, like is that an instant wall? Like do you put that up before the bat? Do you put that up pregame? What does that look like?
I think honestly, just like all the time. I mean, I don't like to think about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like, okay, I have to like get on.
Yeah.
Because I hate that mentality, honestly.
Sure.
Like honestly, like I've just made the game. Like I changed my mentality completely about this game, like probably 2 years ago. And I think that like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like our first college scrimmage, I was leading off. First game, I was like, what's going on?
You didn't expect that?
No.
Okay.
And I was feeling it. I was feeling the pressure. I was like, this is unreal. I don't like this. So it's like being in that new setting, like on that new team, to where you have to like prove yourself as being like someone who can start it off for, you know, the rest of everybody. And I'm like, this is a lot, you know.
But you've been there before though, because I mean, you led off day one.
Yeah, I
with
did.
Us.
Yeah, I don't know what I was feeling that day. I was just.
And I mean, you were getting after it that night, obviously. So,
yeah.
But so let's pivot for a second, and and we'll come back to some of the softball stuff, of course.
Mhm.
But for those out there who don't know you off the ball field,
Mm.
what's there to know about Maddi Speaks?
I think I want people to like see me as a Christian and like be able to look up to me kind of in that way, and know that I do live for the Lord. I mean, I'm still working on like this side of me because I know that after college, that's it, you know. So it's a lot, but I don't know. I'm still like working on that. I mean, I know that like I don't know. I guess I just want people to know like that I'm a genuine person.
Yeah.
Like I love certain people. Like I love people. I really do.
Yeah.
But I love my family. And I love everybody around me. Honestly.
But I mean, that's what God's called us to do, right? I
Mhm.
mean, He's called us to love Him ultimately, and then
Right.
in turn love other people,
Mhm.
and to lead them to Him. But I mean, beyond who you are as a Christian, a believer, a follower of Christ, obviously, what's that been like trying to find who you are? Because I mean, we've had this conversation before, obviously, of like where your identity truly lies. But
Mhm.
what's it been like trying to find that niche, so to speak, now that you've left the nest, gone off to college?
It's been hard. Like, I guess I just don't really like. You aren't told how to like find your identity. You know what I mean? So it's like really hard to like elaborate on that. You know. So I mean, I don't really know.
So I mean, I guess if you could go back in time and you think about all that you've kind of gone through over the last couple of years of your life,
Mhm.
like latter half of junior, senior year of high school, you're a freshman in college now, student athlete. If you're talking to your younger self, maybe it's your freshman, sophomore self of high school. If you're talking to her, what type of advice are you giving her right now,
Mm.
knowing where you are today?
I would say go easy on yourself.
Mm.
Like, I was literally playing a battle with myself at that point when I was freshman year to sophomore year, I guess. It was difficult. Because like a lot of other people like expected a lot from me.
Mhm.
And so with that expectation, I knew that I wasn't living up to it. It hit harder on myself, I guess. I mean, I've loved the game for a very long time, and I know that like that was my low point for sure. But I guess just going easy on myself.
Yeah. So did you? I mean, the pressure that you felt, because obviously you have, I guess, created what sounds like a love-hate relationship with pressure.
Mhm.
So you said that there's, people expected things out of you,
Mhm.
right? Did you have certain expectations for yourself?
I mean, yeah, like I wanted to be able to like perform the way that I knew I could.
Mhm.
But it was also like I had coaches like comparing me to other players or like wanting me to be like another player,
Mhm.
and so that was really hard on me. But I think, I mean, at that point, I wasn't playing for myself. I felt like
Yeah.
I was literally playing to be like another player at that point.
And was that also a time where you were trying to prove yourself?
Mhm.
That was kind of in the same
Yeah.
scenario, right?
Yeah.
Because we talked about, like, from a personality standpoint before, we've talked about you trying to be more outgoing, like, or encouraging yourself rather to be
Mhm.
more outgoing, and kind of where that's led to today as a college student.
Yeah.
Talk to me more about that part of it. Like, why do you feel like that would have been more beneficial to you today,
Yeah.
being more outgoing?
I think I would have made a lot more friends, honestly. Like, I mean, I have a very small group, and I do love a small group.
Mhm.
It's fun, but I mean, it's just like kind of in a way like building connections for yourself too in that aspect.
Mm.
Because like because like basically college right now, it's like you need these connections to make it, you know. And it's like,
Yeah.
what connections? Because where are they at? But so it's like that aspect where it's like I feel like I didn't put myself out there as much, just like in the like world aspect of that.
Sure. So obviously that's been a little bit of a struggle. I guess maybe a lot of bit of a struggle. But now that you're there, you're in college. Have you found yourself being more proactive about that, or have you kind of crawled into a bit of a hole? What's that dynamic been like? I guess as a first semester freshman.
It's definitely different. Like it's hard to just reach out and like that kind of thing. Make a name for yourself, kind of. There's been like a lot of like just like projects and like assignments that I have to do for college that like allow me to do that without having to like think about it.
Sure.
So it's been really helpful.
Like what would you say, for example? What would that be?
I had to interview our athletic director
Oh, that's right.
last week, I think it was. And just being able to like talk to him and like he was like reassuring me that he would like be there to help me down the road if I need it. So I guess that's like what I've been needing, you know what I mean?
So can you tell the world why you interviewed the athletic director? I mean, so this is a big deal.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I want to be when I grow up.
Pretty dope. So and that was, what's the major name? Is it sports fitness administration?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like sports management.
Gotcha.
Sports management.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I mean, I feel like being an AD is like a lot, for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt about it. I mean, you have to know about the sports. You got to know the intricacies of what seems like everything. But I guess were there any surprises when you interviewed your AD there at Piedmont, like as far as some of the answers that they gave you?
Not really. I mean, he came into like his office or whatever, like on the phone. And he was like on the phone for like ever, and I was like, he's like, well, you just got an inside look. And I was like, oh, okay. Busyness. So he was just saying like, yeah, it's busy. It's never the same. And I mean, like, I didn't expect it to be like constantly the same work, but I guess he like laid it out to where it definitely is not the same every single day. So I think that was a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, but I get that. So, want to be an AD someday? So is that college level, high school? Don't care?
Don't care. I've got that question like literally probably 5 times in the past few days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, either.
Don't know. Whatever comes my way. That's cool.
But
so I guess going back to the point as we kind of wrap up this segment, going back to the point of like being more outgoing and just trying to find that solution. I think that, I mean, we may have talked about it a little bit, but like that self-confidence in who you are. I think that also kind of goes back to your faith as well, in my opinion, like being grounded enough to know like Jesus loves me, right? I'm good. Softball is something that I do.
Right.
Going to school, being a student is something that I do. Therefore, everything else is going to kind of take care of itself. And so in terms of like having that self-confidence in who you are, I think that kind of helps when it comes to trying to go out and put yourself out in places to be outgoing.
Yeah.
But also when I guess I know it's hard as an athlete, right, to find opportunities to go branch out outside of the softball body. But I mean, have you found, being this first semester, have you been able to go out and be a part of, some socials, some clubs, anything like that much?
Kind of. I mean, like, we'll go to like the FCA events and stuff like that, and that's always fun. But I haven't been to like, I guess that's really the only club I'm in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really about it.
It's a pretty dope club, I'd say.
It's pretty cool.
I was an FCA, so it was an FCA, and then in college I was with the Navigators, and actually I was very close to moving to Orlando after college because the University of Central Florida was starting a Navigators ministry, and they needed a director. And so I was going to go be the director there, which in another life that would probably be a dope thing to do because I was going to get a chance to work with all of the student athletes there at UCF. But so I love organizations like FCA, Navigators, because one, they're all student led, right? And so for you, like, what do you guys have coming up for FCA there at Piedmont right now? I mean, what are you guys looking forward to going to the spring?
I think they're gonna do like worship nights on the campus. We did one probably a month ago, and a lot of people came, and it was really fun. It was outside, it was cold, but it was still fun. I mean, I think they're gonna do some of those coming up. But we have Bible studies each week, and usually go to those, but sometimes studying gets in the way of that because then I have church on Wednesdays, so it's like either one. But yeah, I mean, they just have like different events coming. Like I don't really know exactly which ones, but that's really it, honestly.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're gonna take a quick break. If that's cool with you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe grab some water.
Yeah.
Snack or two. Maybe. I got some Mike and Ike's over there.
Oh gosh.
We're gonna take a quick break though, and I'll share a little bit about one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the show so far. Just want to take a quick pause here to shout out one of our sponsors, Impact Financial Alliance. And what we focus on at Impact are three things: if we die too soon, live too long, or get sick. I know that's kind of morbid, but most middle-class American families aren't prepared for any of those situations. So if you need to learn more about that, have questions, want some clarity, check us out at impactfinancialalliance.com. Thank you. All right, guys, welcome back. So Maddie and I are going to have a quick game of rapid-fire questions. I've got 15 questions. She's got 15 as well to ask each other, and neither one of us know what these questions are. So let's just get into it. How about that? Here we go. All right, Maddie. So what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen a fan do at a game? Ooh. I've seen some weird stuff.
Have you? I don't.
Yeah. Like I've seen. So I watched this fan like take his tent.
Mm-hmm.
He set it up. He didn't like the way the sun was angled, so he moved the tent. And at some point throughout the whole game, he ended up all the way around the field, which is very odd to me, right? It was just weird. He was in left field at one point, center field. He was behind the plate. It's just all around. I'm like, this dude's playing musical chairs with his tent.
What the world? No, I don't think I've ever seen anything like weird. I guess I don't really pay attention to like.
Yeah, I was playing at that time.
Oh.
As a coach, I don't see nothing.
You don't look at okay. Well, I really don't think I've seen anything, honestly.
All right, fair enough. Pass.
Okay. What's the most hilarious blooper you've ever seen? What?
Oh my geez. So I'm playing. So this is when I was playing actually travel ball. Mm-hmm. We were in Kentucky. Yeah, we were in Kentucky. This opposing team. Pitcher's trying to field a bunt. Right, shoestrings untied. Okay, my guy trips over his shoestring, does a little tumble, tries to throw the ball over the first baseman's head. By the way, like you should have just held it. Just hold it at that point. You've done enough.
Oh, jeez.
So that's probably the funniest one I've seen. All right.
Okay.
What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on the field?
I guess anytime I forget the outs and I'm running in, and it's like not. There's like one out and I'm like running in the dugout.
And that's tough because you're like usually in the outfield.
Yes.
So that's like
I'm in right field by the time I realize everybody's just like looking. Yeah, that's always awesome.
That's rough. So speaking of the outs, when did we develop our we do our little salute thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that practice? I was trying to figure out. I was thinking about that earlier.
We were playing kickball.
Mm-hmm. And we were just goofing off. I was playing second base. We were in Milledgeville at Baldwin High School.
Yeah.
And everybody was just kind of, y'all do y'all's little, crazy stuff.
What was that?
I don't know. It was like karate chop. I don't know what it was. Either way, I was thinking about that earlier. All right. Okay. Is it my go?
Yeah. Wait. I asked a question.
No, it's your.
Okay. If you can invent a new rule, what would it be?
A new rule?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. A new rule. I could probably think of a better one, but sometimes it feels like we need 4 outfielders.
What?
4? Yeah,
that's like t-ball.
It's not t-ball. It's like they do that. In slow pitch
I remember
softball.
doing like left center, right center.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Did you know like old times? I say old times. I don't know how long ago it was, but like the shortstop used to be like in the outfield.
No, I didn't know
It was like that's why it's called shortstop. It was like
that. Oh,
a
okay.
short outfielder.
Oh,
Anyway, fun fact.
neat. Okay.
Whatever. I could probably have a better answer if prepped. All right. Okay. What's the most embarrassing mistake you've made during a game?
You're asking somebody that doesn't have a good memory. We've already elaborated this.
Yes, America just doesn't have a good memory. So Cage Game, by the way, your boy.
No. What mistake?
Embarrassing mistake. Anything embarrassing? It's kind of a tough one though.
God,
These are hard.
these are like really these are deep thought questions. I feel like
Embarrassing mistake. I don't even know what I've.
I feel like anytime like missing a sign and just like completely like freezing.
Oh.
I've done that before. Just something like what just happened? You couldn't tell me.
Yeah, that's rough. Okay, here we go.
Oh. If you could have a special pitch named after you, what would it be called?
What? I'm glad this is on mine because I was actually a pitcher.
Yeah, because I would have been like, what?
Oh man, I don't even know what to call it. But like I did tinker with a split finger, which is the actual name of a pitch in baseball.
Oh, okay.
A split finger, but it's kind of somewhat bad. But like I would do something weird. I don't even remember what it was, but I would do something weird with my bird finger. So I guess we call it the bird.
Your bird finger? What
What do you call that? Your middle finger.
Your middle finger.
Bird.
So you call it? What'd you call it?
The bird.
The bird.
Just the bird.
Okay.
All right. If you could have any celebrity be your coach, who would you choose?
Yeah, it's going well. Adam Sandler.
Oh my shit. What a legend, though. I could get behind that.
I think it'd be funny.
Do you watch his movies?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I thought mine was Steph Curry.
Oh.
Because he's my favorite athlete. So I feel like he'd have something to offer. But on the softball side, though, maybe he'd have to learn it.
Okay.
Just Steph, let us know.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever said to an umpire?
Probably not for the camera. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that bad. But embarrassing? I don't know if it's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing, but I mean, I guess I've said multiple times because I referee basketball, so I have a high respect for umpires and what they do,
right?
But I also have a high expectation, right? Like I expect you to actually talked about this last week. Like you got to come in locked in if you're an official,
right?
So I've told multiple umpires do better, just that, like just straight up. I need you to do better because what you're doing is trash. Seriously, is it? and I've had no regrets about saying that. I don't regret that at all.
That's true.
Because they can do better.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're being lazy, just like as a coach or player, right? We can all do better at times. But like even this past weekend, I was coaching Elite Black, and Blue clearly misses an obstruction call, right? Now he's already high strung, so I go to his partner and I yell at his partner, right? And I'm like, he's got to be better. Like I know you don't pay him, but I need him to be better. Talk to him, please. Then I walked away.
Did he talk to him?
He did, actually. He did. He talked to him in between innings. And it helped.
Did it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, whatever.
Okay.
Next. If you could play any position on the field for one game, this is easy. Which one would you choose and why?
One game.
Give you a freaking toss-up question.
Honestly, shortstop. I've been having fun.
Ooh.
Like, it is fun. It's a different, little,
Do you feel like you're going to get some reps there?
Yeah.
In Piedmont? Like,
that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not touching the outfield again. Wow. Yeah. It's a little scary, but.
That's weird.
I'm keeping my mindset to oh, it's fun. It is fun, but it's scary too.
What's scary about it?
you're right there.
Yeah,
Like right there. You know what I mean?
you're in the.
I feel like every time I'm there, I'm like, I just imagine the ball coming right to me every single time.
But you're a little bit further away than like third baseman, first baseman, though, and the pitcher.
Yeah, but still.
Imagine how they feel.
Yeah. I don't want to say I don't care, but like
you don't care though. I got you. I see. I get it. All right, next one.
If you could have a bat made out of any material other than wood or metal, what would it be?
Cotton. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
It wouldn't go anywhere.
I would say. I guess that would hurt people, but I would say steel.
I'm thinking like net, like tennis racket, like that kind of like material. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not go anywhere either.
It would do a lot more than cotton.
But not steel.
Yeah, but steel would like wring your hands. I bet.
Sure, they make some gloves for that.
Be like really heavy. I feel like. Whatever.
All right. Have you ever accidentally thrown the ball to the wrong base?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But honestly, like as an outfitter, you just like chunk it
Just
so you
go
don't
anyway.
have you get the responsibility out of your hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of, we had some elite blue players had to play for black this past weekend, and so those of you who don't know, we have 3 teams: blue, black, and gold. And so our blue team is a little bit younger, and so our right fielder was a blue player, and so I was like trying to let her know, like, hey, listen, we gotta get the ball in.
Yeah.
Because she held it, and the run scored. It's a tough spot, right? But I told her, I was like, listen, I don't care if you have to hit somebody in the face. Like, just get it to the dirt.
Yeah.
Bad advice or no?
No. But I think
I mean, I was being
your fielders just need to talk.
Yes.
Because as an outfitter, it's like,
where do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also then you have to like think about, I think getting the like thought, like before the inning, thinking of where the runners are as an outfielder, then like being more prepared.
Yeah. Knowing where you're going to go before you get it.
I feel like I wasn't like as prepared until like a few years, like maybe like a year or 2 ago, to where I actually started thinking about it.
Yeah. It's mental side of the game.
Yeah.
I dig it.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to give a funny nickname to your favorite player, what would it be?
Funny nickname. Well, my favorite baseball player. I'll go baseball for a second.
Okay.
Favorite baseball player is Mookie Betts. Used to play for the Ball. You know who that is? You don't know.
I know the last name. So
how do you not know Mookie's first name?
I don't
It's
know.
a weird first name not to know.
Yeah, that's why I looked a little concerned. I don't know.
Whatever. Mookie Betts plays right field. Actually, he's been playing a little bit of second base too lately. Oh, not like you.
Oh,
center field is set short. Man, Mookie. All right, so he used to play for the Boston Red Sox. He plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers now. I'd say jack of all trades, because he's really good golfer. He's obviously phenomenal in baseball. He was second MVP voting this year, behind Ronald Acuna Jr. for the Braves. And he's an amazing bowler, like kind of random, but like could literally be a pro bowler, which is odd.
Yeah.
So yeah, jack of all trades. I'll say that.
It's a little long, isn't it?
What?
Like jack of all trades. You wouldn't just like yell at.
JOJ. I'll figure something out. JJ. Jack of all trades. Oh, it's not. What did I get JOJ from?
I'm glad you pointed that out because I wasn't going to call you out.
You should have. JOAT. Jote.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Call him Jote. All right. Cool. I forget which number I'm on. All right. What's the most awkward encounter you've had with a rival player or coach?
I think just seeing old coaches that like didn't like me.
Which is so hard to believe. Like, what did you do to people to make them not like you?
I guess I had an attitude or something. I don't really know, honestly.
Maddie with an attitude. Never
Mama
have
would
ever.
tell you all about it.
Who?
My mama.
She'll tell you about your attitude?
Yeah. She loves talking about my attitude. Oh my god, I don't know what I did to her.
You should call her up on the show and be like, hey, Mom.
I
Do it
will.
live.
I'll tell her to listen. Listen in.
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Have you ever forgotten which team you were playing for in the middle of the game?
No. That's weird.
Yeah. How would you do that?
I mean, like looking at this, like I will say that I hate when we show up to a tournament and the team that we're about to play or whatever isn't wearing our uniform.
Yeah, I've done it in the stands, like watching a game. I'm like, wait, if they're
Yeah.
wearing like similar uniforms.
Yeah, we were down in Valdosta. Yeah, this year. Down in Valdosta to showcase. And it wasn't us, but there were two teams that were both red and black.
Mm.
And it was like the exact same combo. Minus the socks or something.
No.
Which made it a little easier. But still, it was, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But no, I've never forgotten this. What? Get off the field, bro.
Pay attention.
Yes. All right. Have you ever accidentally called your coach or teammate by the wrong name?
I don't think a coach, but I've definitely like caught a teacher like mom on accident. Have you ever
Called
done
your
that?
teacher mom?
Yeah. Have you ever done that?
No.
Okay, well, multiple people have done that I know.
Okay, fair enough.
But I don't think I've called a coach. I don't really remember names either, so I just kind of like say, "Hey." I don't really say
Hey,
names.
coach. Hey, you.
Just walk up with a question, and then you don't have to worry about it.
That's right.
I do that actually a lot. It's kind of embarrassing. Is that embarrassing?
No, it's not.
I don't really
it's-
address people. I just start the conversation.
I remember like there was multiple times early on in my business, like I was meeting a lot of new people all the time.
Yeah.
And so I would ask people like because I forgot their name from yesterday or last week.
Mhm.
Like I pick out a pen and paper, be like, "How do you spell your name again?" It's like Tom. It's like Tom. What are you talking about?
That would happen to you.
But anyway, if you had to choose a farm animal as your mascot, which one would you pick? This is kind of nice because you live on a farm.
Cow. You don't see those. It's kind of fun. It's cute.
So you call them the cows? Or like,
Yeah.
would you like not
The bulls.
Not the Okay, now there you go.
That is a thing. Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
Chicago Bulls basketball team. I love how it cracks me up how you're an athlete, and then sometimes you're like,
What is that supposed to mean?
I just in my mind like athletes watch other sports, but you don't, right? That's not a thing for you.
If I'm not there watching it, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's not you. I dig it. You have other things to do.
Yeah, I do.
Here we go.
Oh.
Careful over there.
Okay. Would you rather have a glove that's too big or too small for your hand?
Definitely too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, because too small, I could still. I mean, I'm assuming he's got padding, so I can knock it down. Too big, it's weighing me down. What? They're not valid?
It's funny. Very logical about it. It's just.
I mean, Aubrey. I've been like catching with Aubrey. She's got this little pink Walmart glove that I got, and it's definitely too small for my hand.
Yeah,
but I can knock it down.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I'll go with that. All right, two more piece. If you could have a field in any unusual location, where would it be?
I could have a field.
Yeah, like if you had a softball field, like if you built a softball field, where would you put it? Oh, I got one.
I know it's hard to play like on the sand, but I feel like it'd be so cool.
I was
on
thinking,
a beach,
yeah,
like beach softball.
That's where I was
really
thinking. I was actually thinking in the water though. Like build a platform. Hear me out. Build a platform, right? Go all out with it. Build a huge platform. Yeah. So I think a ball field is like an acre, maybe. Somewhere in there. I don't know. 2 acres of platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turf it. Play in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Bombs in the water.
Would the ground be like squishy or would it be like hard?
Depending on the platform, like I don't know, like wood or something. Here I'm tapping my feet.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
What's the most cringeworthy thing you've seen a teammate do on the field?
What? Oh boy. I'm not gonna mention his name. That would be rude. But I don't understand why he tried this. But anyway, so he tried to lay out for a ball that was right in front of him. Well, we've got some college coaches there watching us, whatever. Like he's trying to show out, right? But I'm like, bro, it's right there. Mind you, he missed it at that, right? So he turned a routine play into a theatrical play, and then he missed it. It was so awkward. And he's awkward too, which made it worse.
Oh, okay.
That's why I immediately thought about it. Like he's not like he wasn't a stud, you know what I mean? So which is it's like
okay, yeah.
It's like you're trying too hard. Like that fits his personality.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude to think about actually.
Okay.
All right, last one for you. Would you rather have to slide into every base or do cartwheels between bases?
Cartwheels are fun, but
I can't do a cartwheel at all. Seriously.
I don't think you need to tell people that. It's a little embarrassing.
Okay. We'll cut this part.
No, I guess I would slide in every base. I pretty much almost do anyways.
Man, imagine sliding like knowing you got a double.
Okay, well, yeah, first I forgot about that.
But like knowing you have a double out of the box and having to slide in the first and then get up and go.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
But cartwheels would take me a long time.
Yeah, I'd be really dizzy.
I'd only have singles, maybe.
Yeah, I guess I would slide. Be a quick little pop up.
Yeah, get up and go. It's kind of like slip and slide though.
Yeah,
slip and slide.
You have to.
You gotta slide in every base. It's always fun. All right, you got one more?
Oh yeah.
No, don't do it.
Would you rather play with a giant bubble around you or with the blindfold on? I don't know why you would play with a blindfold.
A bubble, definitely, but I mean, I guess that would have to be
How would
a little...
it work? Actually, there's no way either of these would work.
Haven't you seen though where like you can play? It's not a bubble, literally, but like it's those big things that you play with, and like people play soccer.
In the middle of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just like run into people.
Yeah, so fun.
I want to do that so bad.
I did it in college. Almost died.
Oh my god, our college held an event like that, and I think there was like 3 people there. It's kind of embarrassing.
3? Oh my gosh. What are they doing?
They were just
That's so awkward. I'd be like, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, no, I didn't go.
We'll see you. All right, that was interesting. Some odd questions here. What you got? You got one more?
Yeah, I want to ask you this one.
Okay, of course.
What's the most awkward celebration fail you've witnessed after a big win?
Ooh, no, not good. So the same guy I just told you about, the awkward guy. Didi used to do a backflip after games, after victories.
Yeah.
Right? This guy attempted to do a Didi backflip. 100% failure. Like, wiped out. Dang near broke his neck type thing.
Jeez.
So he turned a very good situation into a almost catastrophic.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So that would be the one.
Poor kid.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap up this segment. I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna talk about our next sponsor real fast, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, thanks for pausing once again with us. Want to shout out Flow Space as one of our sponsors. This is actually where our podcast is filmed every single week. Of course, we've got memberships and events and things like that we do here. But also, I know especially this time of year, people are maybe looking for something like a day pass, where even though you may not be a member, you can come in, use the space, use a meeting room, use a conference room even for one of your events, or just for you by yourself to take care of some Zoom meetings. So if you're interested in that rather, take a look at goflowspace.com for more information. Thank you. All right, guys, welcome back to our next segment here. We're going to jump right into this first question. And I guess it's not even really a question, but so we talked offset a little bit about your vision for yourself over the next 5 years. You want to obviously graduate, play ball. You just found out what your major was, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Because as long as I've known you, we didn't know what that was.
Yeah, there's nothing.
But there were a couple other things that you mentioned. So what were those?
Travel.
Okay.
I want to see pretty places.
Is there anywhere like in specific that you're?
Not really.
So I know you're a beach goer.
Yeah.
So have you thought about like the most beautiful beaches in the world, or like what is that?
I mean, I don't know the names of them, but I mean, I want to go. No, I don't know. Mama and them, they want to go on a cruise,
Ooh,
so I bet that'd be good.
cruises are nice. I've been on a couple of cruises. Bethany really wants to go on an Alaskan cruise, mainly because of the wildlife that you see, which is
I think my aunt went on one of those.
yeah.
I think she saw like whales.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be a probably accurate assessment.
Well, whatever. See narwhals.
See what? What'd you say?
Narwhals.
I got you. Okay, cool. So, all right, travel, see the world, see some beautiful places. Obviously, I believe in traveling sooner than later.
Yeah.
Because why not? Like, especially when you're young.
Yeah.
I feel but I know that's hard to do. Like, really, it's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also ball on a budget. We talked about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Listen, man.
I need a plan. Like I need to like a step by step.
I got you.
Okay.
I'll help you.
Okay.
Maybe we'll put something together. We'll get you back on the show in a few months.
Okay.
You go on a couple trips between now and then.
Mm.
Probably not, but
one trip maybe.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Because you're not gonna get a spring break, are you?
No, I think we'll be playing.
Yeah.
Might get a weekend out of it.
There you go.
That's about it.
It's worth it. No. Just kidding. All right. So outside of travel,
Yeah.
what else?
Hopefully, I'm married by then.
So when we were doing our pre-conversation to the podcast,
Yeah.
you said that even more emphatically then, right? It's because you were like, it sounds like over the phone, I was like, okay, she's serious, right? Which is dope to me. So talk to me a little bit more about that. Like, what is that you're hoping? Like immediately, like what are we thinking?
I want to finish school for sure before like anything happens.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't have like a specific like age that I need to be married by, but
yeah.
I mean, like once I finish college, like get married or like get a career, get married, that kind of thing, and then travel.
I got you.
In that time, like traveling during like college is like
yes,
it's got to be hard.
It's a little tough. Like unless you're studying abroad or something, obviously. But yeah, like it can be tough, especially being an athlete too.
Yeah.
Summertime is really the only time you're gonna have.
Right, but then I'm gonna have to get a job in the summertime.
Also true.
Yeah.
Have you thought about where you're gonna work?
Nope.
You're gonna stay up there. You're gonna come home.
I'll come home.
Sweet.
But nothing food. I can't work in food.
Why? Really?
I don't want to do it.
Like Chick-fil-A, nothing, no.
I think I would work in like a little boutique.
Okay.
In the square or something.
I dig that. So okay, we're off task. Oh
okay.
My gosh.
My bad.
This is why this is lasting forever. By the way. But we talked about. I wanted to talk about that conversation rather because that's intriguing to me. Like I love that. Like I got married 3 weeks after I graduated college.
Yeah.
But like I know that right now like you're in more of a long distance setting, but you're coming off of being a little closer, obviously, or a lot closer rather, geographically speaking. How's that been for you guys? I know I'm sure it's not been easy, but like for you guys, how's it been?
It's been hard. Like we always like joke because it's easier. He says it's easier for me. Just because I can get so busy that I don't think about things.
Yep.
And he's like here doing the same few things and then he's done. And it's like, what else does he do?
Yeah.
So it is harder on him. And I hate that, but I mean, I just like, in my mind, it's like, I know he's worth the wait. So I'm not like dwelling over it.
Which is
I know he feels the same way, but it's also just harder because he has too much time on his hands.
Right. Well, I know he's not like he doesn't have to go to class every day, right? Or like
he
the
goes
whole day.
To one class in the morning.
He's in high school.
And he goes to one class and he does dual enrollment. But that's it.
Okay, so he's got some credits. He'll finish with some credits
and
stuff. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean that's how I feel though when Bethany leaves, like she goes on a girls trip or something. And she's like, don't forget to call me. I'm like, I'm at home. What do you mean don't forget to call you? I'm gonna do the same thing. You know my schedule.
Yeah.
You don't forget to call me.
Right.
So I get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Because you're off
Mhm.
or she's off, whatever, and it's just like I said, just a different environment.
Yeah.
And so as tough it is as it is has been rather for you to maybe find some clubs and things like that to be a part of.
Mhm.
In his mind, of course, you're still navigating a new adventure,
Right.
so to speak. So it's like a prolonged vacation,
Mhm.
But I get that. So I was very serious. So I started dating Bethany December of our senior year. So that was not just like a real quick, we're done in 5
Yeah.
months type thing. Like we were pretty serious.
Right.
So talk to me a little bit about the seriousness for you guys. Like, of course, I'm sure y'all have had conversations about getting married and making that part of your journey pretty soon after college.
Yeah.
But talk to me more about what that's been like, just getting a chance to have those conversations and enjoy that part of the process for y'all.
I think those kind of conversations are just like validating for sure, like reassuring. And they're just fun to talk about, honestly. Like it's just like fun to like think about what your future could look like.
Yeah.
So I think we both like really enjoy that. But like I don't know. I mean, I don't really have like a set like, oh, I need to be doing this
Sure.
like in a few years. You know what I mean? So I'm a very go with the flow person, but I think being able to like look forward to my future is definitely something.
I think that's the main thing too. And I think I could be wrong, but like I think that as somebody who just found out what their major was and is kind of cool going with the flow a little bit, to have one specific thing that you can point to and go, I really want that.
Right.
And the fact that you get to share, you get to do life right with somebody else is to me that's an important thing.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure you've had some really good examples of that, like obviously your parents as well, like examples of what good looks like.
Right.
Right. And it's not easy, of course, but I mean, I think about the best advice that I've ever gotten, which I feel like a lot of people maybe say this or not, but it's communication, but like for you, communicating back and forth, obviously he's a senior in high school right now, got a chance to go play at the next level or even the next level after that as well, right? How's that been? Because there's a little bit more certainty in your next couple of years of what you'll be doing, but there isn't in his. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so if he goes to Kentucky, like that's obviously going to be further than what we are now. It's 2 hours, but
Yeah.
But definitely the uncertainty of like even if he even goes to college and like because he has no idea where he'll land, like no idea.
Which is insane.
Like he told me like I think the other day he was like it's maybe Florida, but could also be Arizona. I'm like,
wow,
Arizona.
What?
Yeah. He was like, don't worry, I'll fly you out. And I was like, on you, right? Like your tickets. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, those are his words.
Like,
I'll fly you out.
Yes. And I was like, okay, but I think I don't know. I guess I don't really tend to think about it too much because like I don't want to like already like dwell on that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I think I know it's gonna be hard, and I think honestly like our age gap is like a blessing because like we get this like warm up to being long distance, so to say.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
And I didn't get. I mean, we didn't get that long distance scenario because I mean we went to college together, graduated together, came home together. We were going to go to Orlando. Everything was going to be together, or everything has been together rather.
Right.
But I think that having talked to people who have been in long distance relationships, whether it was at the beginning, through the middle, whatever the case may be, it's been beneficial. for them on the other end of it, right? Because you just get a chance to, I don't know, like I don't know what the right word for it is right now, but like it's I don't know. It's just always seemed like a beautiful thing if you can get through it, right? Because I mean, again, it's tough for sure.
Yeah.
But again, because it sounds like you guys are both so sold out to the future of it, you can kind of get through that a little easier.
I think it's cool. Like long distance is like gives you the chance to like work on yourself and like grow as a person, and then like make like the best version of yourself for them.
Right.
So it's like you're growing yourself, but you're also still in a relationship. So it's like you're not like just by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which I think is important, right? Yeah. Because if you can be an elevated version of who you were when you guys met, I think it's going to be huge, because that's going to make him a better husband. Right. It'll make you a better wife, in the future moms and dads, right? So again, I think that there's a lot of positives that can come from focusing on you, growing you, and just, obviously staying connected in the process.
Right.
So that's dope. So I guess quick pivot from that. This is more of, I guess, a fun question, but so if money wasn't a factor, okay, if money wasn't a factor, what would you be doing every day right now?
It's probably a bad thing, but I'd probably shop a lot more than I already do. Probably shouldn't say that, but I love shopping. I don't know why. It's just fun. Spending money is fun, I guess.
So would you be in college?
Probably not.
You had all the money in the world, wouldn't be in college.
I'd probably like travel a lot earlier.
That's fair.
Travel and shop.
Man, what a life.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro.
I'm here for it. But got a shot to get there, though.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we'll see what goes. See how it happens. So.
Fingers
Cool. So I think, and like I said before, I think the reason I wanted to get sharing with our audience, I wanted to have this conversation with you because, one, it's really rare for people your age to have this kind of conviction for marriage and life beyond college, right? But I was in your shoes. And so I see a lot of my mentality in you in terms of where you're going and where you're trying to go with that.
Yeah.
And the way you light up when you talk about that, when you talk about being able to have that conversation, was the same thing for me. And so I think that's really unique. But I know that there's some people out there who will poo-poo the dream.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm like, hey, get away.
Yeah.
Has that been the case for you at any point? Like, how have you dealt with that?
I don't think we really dealt with that, honestly. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we're kind of in our own little bubble. Honestly. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's good. For sure. I mean, obviously, which, I mean, it may happen at some point, and you'll cross that bridge when you get there.
Right.
But, it's just, like we talked about before, like, to me, I don't put a number on love, or you don't have to be a certain age to be able to say, hey, I genuinely enjoy being around this person.
Right.
Right. And, something that Coach Jay has always said, whether it's a companion relationship or a relationship, coach player, other relationships that you have, like, when you do life with people, because you use those words, when you do life with people, you learn so much about them. You learn to love certain things. You learn to get over certain things about them. And it's not that hard to make up your mind whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Based on certain standards, right, that you may have. So I think that's cool. I know this is a softball, baseball podcast. But I think it's also one where, my goal is always to inspire, challenge, and encourage people in life as well. And this is an inspiration to, like, go find your love at 18 years old. But it is an inspiration, I guess, to um, don't shy away from your convictions. I guess.
Yeah.
Would the way I would say that. Because at the end of the day, if you feel strongly about something and it's something that can benefit you and the people around you, I think it's always worth it. Would you agree with that? Maybe.
Yeah.
So, anything else on that front?
I don't think so.
Good.
Mhm.
All right. It's a different little segue. Obviously, going into the next topic, which we're gonna segue into just talking a little bit more about the game.
Okay.
And jump into the dime a little bit. So, guys, we'll take another quick pause here, chat about one of our lovely sponsors, specifically Hike the Mountain, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, thanks for pausing once again with us. Want to shout out one of our sponsors, Hike the Mountain, led by Jay Thompson. And one of the focal points for Jay with companies is to take them through trainings, keynotes, workshops, the whole gamut there. But one of the really cool things that I love the most is that one, he can take a hike with Jay, which is really awesome. But also he does what we call walk and talk videos. And these videos can be found on social media, but also he'll personalize them for your specific company or even you as an individual. So if you want to learn more about how that works and how that can benefit you from a company culture standpoint, check out hikethemountain.org. Thank you. All right, guys, welcome back to the show. We are going to pivot to the diamond for a little bit, and I want Maddi here to share with us your single greatest, or maybe one of your single greatest memories as an elite diamond.
I think I'll have to choose spring training weekend, like ending out with the home run. I mean, I don't hit them over the fence very often, for real. Not on purpose, anyways. But yeah, it was just a really long weekend.
Yeah.
And being able to like still have enough energy, I guess, at the end to do something is pretty significant.
Yeah, I think your coach is kind of crazy for putting you guys through that.
Yeah, 7-mile hike after how long of a practice?
I think it was like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah,
It was an extended practice.
it was rough.
Yeah, so spring training weekend, the synopsis of it is I designed it to be a 48-hour just crash course before our spring season. And it's, also designed to tire you out, see what you got as far as exhaustion by the end of it. Also have a little bit of team bonding with it because we're all together for 48 hours straight, right?
Yeah.
So tell us more about that experience from start to finish of it. I mean, obviously I think this past year we kicked it off with it's Friday night. We kicked it off with a photo shoot.
Oh yeah.
Which was fun. That was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it was funny.
So tell us more about that experience, just kind of some of the memories that you have from that weekend.
Well, I'm trying to remember it all.
Because this was February of this year, so it's been 9 months ago.
Yeah.
And the girl that doesn't remember how many wins I have in the cage game is trying to reflect on that. Anyway, so it's photo shoot Friday night. I think we played some games. Called it a night. Later in the evening there. Saturday practice.
Then we did the hike.
The hike, which was awesome. I think we did some more training. Did we do walk and talk?
That was at the hike, yeah.
Right? Okay, walk and talk was that. That's right. I can't remember what all we did Saturday.
I think it was that, and then we went to your house. We went to the movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Went to the movies.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we watched.
I think half of the team was asleep.
Yeah,
honestly,
it was a lot.
We were exhausted.
It was a lot, and we had games the next day.
Yeah.
So, the game you hit the bomb in.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, first of all, we had a college friendly down at Middle Georgia State University, and college friendly setting. I talked about this a few episodes ago, but it's usually when a couple of travel ball teams will get together at a university, play in front of that staff and that kind of thing, get some immediate feedback, hopefully. So, but we were gassed. Yeah. Like, and we, as I say we, like me, myself included. I think we had like 2 or 3 people get speeding tickets on the way down.
Oh my gosh.
To
I
Cochrane.
almost got one.
Yeah, it was.
I almost got one. I was so scared.
We were going out
It was
left and right.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So shout out to the Cochrane Police. Congratulations. But anyway, so we're on the way down, and you know what? We stopped in Macon. We did a pit stop in Macon.
We went bowling.
And went bowling, arcade, go karting
before the games.
Before the games.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Wow.
We had pizza. I do remember that.
What a weekend. That's crazy.
I think we all went to Duncan. We left early and went to Duncan.
Yep.
We went to the game.
Went to Duncan before, right after bowling. Yeah. That's right.
Wow. Why did we go bowling before games?
I don't know why we did that. That's crazy.
We could have just slept in. You're a little crazy.
That is wild. We got up early in the morning to go bowling. We went to my grandmother's house before the bowling.
Oh, yeah, we went to breakfast.
We did a lot Sunday morning.
Yeah, we did.
So we went to breakfast at my grandmother's, and she gave us her words of wisdom. Mm-hmm. A lot of those. Shared some of my childhood stories that she shouldn't have shared.
Baby pictures.
Baby photos, yes. Mm-hmm. A lot of you guys went down the hallway and took pictures of those for blackmail purposes. But anyway, so getting back to the point. So Sunday, once we got down to Middle Georgia, we played 2 games. Played 2 very good squads, I thought.
Yeah.
One was a former, I guess, team or coach, right, of yours.
Yeah.
But what I guess why does that weekend stand out to you above maybe some others, like I guess a regular tournament weekend?
Just to definitely saw my endurance, I guess you could say. But also being able to hit off a former teammate and stuff like that.
Sure.
It's definitely something else to be rewarded about, you know.
Sure.
And in front of the coach for sure. He's always yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm that girl.
Yeah.
Yep. I got you.
Yeah.
No, that was I vividly remember that home run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll ever forget it because I was so tired myself. And it's that. I think I even posted that on our Elite Diamonds Instagram page. It's that video captured the whole weekend for me. Mm-hmm. Because to me as a coach, that weekend was everything to start off the season. It's a tone setter. It's to figure out what you got. Because obviously in tournament ball, we can play 7 games in a day or a weekend. So, obviously as unfair as it can be, our expectation as coaches to players is you got to be able to give everything in the 7th inning of game 7 as the first inning of game 1, right?
Right.
And so that weekend really, it just kind of showed you who was going to be around for the long haul, so which was cool. So to be able to hit a bomb like that, which again, like you said, something that you don't normally do, but that thing was stroked. Seriously, I mean, it pulled it down the right field line. You're a lefty batter.
Yeah.
And you didn't slap that one, right? That was just straight.
Yeah.
Power leg. I mean, golly. That was insane. Yeah, that was exciting. All right, cool. So next question. Take us back on the travel ball setting again. So take us back to the beginning, I guess even through the end. How did you go about choosing the travel ball teams that you ended up on?
Well, for a while, I think I was playing on teams I was following a friend, mm-hmm. and we would just go and play on teams together. For the longest time, that's how it was. I think it was my freshman year, high school. I decided to play A-ball, mm-hmm. first time. And this is funny because it was literally my first A-ball tournament, and I hit a home run.
Get out.
But I was right-handed at the time.
Right.
And hit one dead center. And I was okay, I'll end on that. And so then I switched to left-handed. But anyways, but yeah, that was my first A-ball team. And at that point, I was wanting to play A-ball to get that extra challenge. Mm-hmm. And also my outlook on it was you played A-ball to get recruited. Kind of,
Makes sense.
I didn't really think recruiting was a thing in high school, at high school games.
Right.
School ball.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I don't see much of it, I guess. Especially
No. I mean, you got to go to Columbus. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
that's really the bottom
Yeah.
line. If you don't make it to Columbus,
Yeah.
no.
No. Nowhere else. Yeah, but so yeah, I was just playing with those like bigger name teams, I guess you could say. But it was also to like prove to others that I could play at that level, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, for a while that was kind of how I did. I literally hopped around teams for the longest time. Like, I don't know, there was like 4 teams I probably played for from freshman to sophomore year.
Really?
Yeah.
In that short time span?
hmm
Wow.
Yeah, there wasn't like a solid like team I stayed for a while. But then I played for Impact, and it like coach like quit, whatever. So the team just fell apart.
No, this is the team that you were on. Was this where you got kicked off?
No, that was the first A-ball team. Like that was
the first one.
Yes, that was the first A-ball team that I played for. Yeah, I got kicked off. So I was in some clique.
Crazy.
Yeah. That literally lasted, I think, a summer. That was it.
Okay.
So that wasn't very long. Yeah, so I was on this Impact team and it broke off, whatever. And I was just like so drained from that experience.
Yeah.
Like so drained as a player, and it was just bad. So I took a year off. Honestly, I thought that was just the end. Like I just
like the end of your softball career.
Yeah, like I thought I was okay with it being done at that point, which is like really weird to think about right now.
Yeah,
because like there's no way.
And that was obviously you're describing that time frame. That was a time where it was kind of one of your lowest points.
Yeah.
Right, and from the game standpoint. So, well, I mean, I know how you got to elite, right? I mean, so talk me through, or tell the world, I guess, how this came to be.
I almost was a basketball star.
Star.
No, so I was literally walking out of basketball tryouts. I guess it was my junior year.
Yeah.
Yep. Walking out of my basketball tryouts, okay. And I got a text that you were like looking to like set up a workout or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Because I was literally I was like looking back at like videos of like old videos of me like hitting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, like I kind of miss it. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Reminiscing.
But that next day after tryouts and everything, and I got that text, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. So the next day I went in to like tell the coach, like, hey, I'm not like coming back. And he was like, you were going to make it, like, you know, all this and that. I think I tried out another time.
Before then?
I tried out again the next day when I tried to quit, but he talked me back into it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So I quit so I could focus on like, you know, getting back on a team and stuff like that, and being, you know, softball priority.
Wow. So I mean, you were probably going to average 25 points a game playing basketball, double-digit rebounds.
Yeah,
no doubt,
for sure. Yeah, yikes. But yeah, and then I, you know, joined elite and I just stayed. Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't realize you tried out twice, or like did 2 different workouts for basketball.
Yeah, we had 2 days.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I made it.
You made it.
I made a basketball team. So
dope.
I basically played basketball.
Okay, Maddi. let's hold up now. Okay. So anyway, you joined elite. So what was that like? I guess at the beginning, was it? Because obviously you've had your share of like new spaces and whatnot, but what was different? What was the same? I guess in terms of your previous teams before that.
So I think for me, I completely changed my mentality. Like I was like, okay, this is a clean slate. Like nobody knows me.
Yeah.
And that was the same going into moving to Monticello and stuff like that. I was like, I have a clean slate. Like they don't know who I am. Like
yeah.
And so I think that was a big thing for me. Like going into my first tournament with y'all. And I was just like, I mean, what the heck? Like they don't know who I am. I can do whatever I want. Like, you know, I don't know.
I love that.
Clean slate.
It's a great mentality to have, though.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're doing the same thing, really, college ball.
Yeah.
Wise, right? I mean, clean slate. You got one friend that you knew before.
I was like, dang.
Sorry, no.
Like, what
My
friend?
bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I have
Like
more friends,
you're
guys.
going. Yeah, she has more friends than one, but like your best friend,
Yes.
I would say, is the only person who truly knows you like that,
Right.
on campus. Which again, that's a great. To me, that's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Because you kind of not reinvent yourself, but you get to again grow yourself, be who you need to be.
Yeah.
Into adulthood and that kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
So, I guess another question on that front is what would you say for you? What are some must-have qualities for a great coach, a coach that you respect and would want to, go to battle with?
Definitely a coach that has confidence in his players, for sure. But also, like, for me, it was having a coach that's like willing to get to know you outside of a player, because they see you as human and not just like a player.
Yep.
So it's like, I feel like you have a little bit more of like leeway. You know what I mean? Like with making a mistake.
Of course.
So it's like, okay, well, your lowest teammate that you like, don't even talk to makes a mistake. Okay, they get pulled out.
Yeah.
But like, your star player, your favorite player, whatever, they make a mistake, they stay in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know. It's just gaining that relationship with each player that you have is big.
Yeah.
I think it's big to each like athlete.
So, because I mean, to me, that's really important, obviously, and that's something that I know I try to do.
Yeah.
With everybody in our program, and I think that every coach has their own ways of going about that. Now, some of us may fall short, in some areas. I know some of your coaches in the past probably fell short of that.
Yeah.
With you. But as far as the confidence, like, how did you know, I guess, that a coach had confidence in you when you were playing?
I think, okay, so when I first started hitting left, like, obviously I didn't. I kind of sucked.
Sure.
Okay. And so I think for me that, like, I don't know how to say it, but that moment where, like, I knew that my coach trusted me was like, okay, like, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I guess that kind of thing where it's like, they literally say that they trust you.
Yeah.
To literally do whatever you want. Like, you could buy and they wouldn't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I remember having that feeling.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I definitely trusted you to do what you needed to do. Because there were say what?
I said, thank goodness.
Because there would be moments where I'm like, well, she could do this, but she could do this, and I couldn't make up my mind. Like which is weird because not that I'm a control freak, but like as a coach, I've already run through scenarios.
Yeah.
Like I've run through each scenario every single inning before the inning even happens, and so I have this like Rolodex of like scenarios in my brain.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, when this batter comes up, this is what I want to have happen. If she gets out, this is kind of where we're going to pivot.
Right.
But there were times where you'd come up to bat and I'd be like, I don't really care.
Just don't suck.
As long as you get some base, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it even got to a point to where it's like, I was even okay. It was weird. Okay. Weird. I was okay if you didn't get on base. I just wanted you to have a good at bat.
Yeah.
That's when I knew for sure that I'm like, yep, that's full on trusting, because to me, a good at bat is also beneficial for your teammates.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know. I agree that connection is important to have, with your coaches and vice versa. So college ball wise, let's kind of go there for a second. For I guess before we got to college ball, how would you describe your recruiting process? Like, from maybe not from start to finish, but what was that like? Was it stressful? Did you feel like you were alone with it? Like, what was that like? I guess because I know everybody's process is totally different. Like some people, they use Twitter and they're on their own the whole time, and it's like that's all they got is themselves and maybe mom and dad to shoot the videos at the games. But what was that like for you?
You basically did it.
No,
Honestly.
don't do that.
No, but like for
Nope.
real, like I didn't have like I didn't know how to get there. Like I genuinely didn't.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't have like I don't have the confidence to just like email a coach. Like I was like
Which blows
scared.
me away
I was scared to do that.
Why though?
I don't know. And then we practiced like doing those like phone calls with a coach or whatever.
I think we were here.
Yeah, we did. We did some we did one our first spring training weekend. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, like doing that little call, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, no. Yeah, no. I was like scared to talk to coaches, like in general.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, we did a little skills video.
That was fun.
That was fun. My arm hurt so bad after that.
We did do a lot of throwing.
We did a lot of throwing. But anyways, no, I mean, I went to Piedmont one visit, and I was like, yeah, I'm going here.
I will say yours and maybe small handful of others. The process was like very fast.
Yeah.
And as far as like you making up your mind.
Yeah.
When you said that, like, because it wasn't, which like we'd looked at some other schools though.
Yeah.
Before Piedmont.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't like I'm gonna wait on Piedmont. Like, no, you were like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, I think it was also like the fact of like it was a little overwhelming. Like just thinking about like, oh my god, you have to pick where I have to go.
Yeah.
And like me being like,
You're go with the flow person.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not in your element.
Right. So it's like first one, boom, done.
I'm with it. So as a freshman student athlete, what would be a couple of things that you would suggest to a high school senior to begin to prepare for? And maybe it's not just softball related, but like just as a freshman athlete in general, or even softball specifically, what maybe one or two things that you have for them?
I think really taking advantage of like your schoolwork that you have now, like meaning like your time that you have now, like to work on that, kind of so to say. I don't know how to say this, but like for me now, it's like school, softball.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easier, honestly, being in college because you're away from like. It feels like you're away from the world in a way because like you're just doing school and you're just doing softball.
Yeah, kind of in that little bubble on campus, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah. So like honestly, like for me, college isn't really hard. For now, I mean, I don't want to jinx myself.
Sure, and I got you.
But I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's nothing that like you can't get done. So honestly, I feel like my best advice is just like not stress about it. Like if you just go in with more of an open mind, I think.
Yeah.
Make a routine for yourself, and you'll be fine.
That part, that's what I was thinking about. I mean, think having a routine of some kind.
Yeah.
Gives you that security blanket that you need to know that, okay, I can do this.
Right.
And I can kind of get my footing right, so to speak.
Right.
Right. So that's cool. I guess on that same vein, time management wise, how has that been? And then also, I know my mom used to always warn me about like the freshman 15 and all that. So like, time management and eating habits, like how has that been? How's that, just I guess being a semester in, how's that been for you?
I mean, I still procrastinate.
Yeah.
Not as bad, but
Captain Procrastinator over here.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, shoot, I'll eat when I need to eat. I don't care. I'll eat. Like summer, we'll get up in the morning and like at first we started eating breakfast together. Like we'd go eat breakfast because we both had a class at 9 on like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and so we'd wake up, go eat breakfast. She don't go to breakfast anymore, so like I don't want to go by myself.
What does she do? She sleeps in?
Yeah. She just doesn't eat breakfast.
Oh wow.
There's people that just don't eat.
There's no way I could not eat breakfast.
And I'm like, I would literally die.
Gotta eat it.
Yeah. So I go into the caf, grab a biscuit, and walk out. So I have to eat breakfast. I can't do it.
Yeah.
But no, time management. I mean, I think once you get in your routine, I think you'll start to figure it out. And it's just like trial and error, I feel like,
For
at
sure.
that point. But I know that, like, in spring, I feel like it's going to be an adjustment.
Yeah. I've always felt like, though, for student athletes, it's easier to have time management because you have certain things that are already scheduled for you.
Right.
Whereas the common student, it's just class
Exactly.
that you have scheduled. So it's like, what do I do with the rest of my life?
Yeah.
You know, and that can be difficult to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
But again, for students and student athletes, it can be tough. So,
Yeah.
what's been your favorite part of college thus far? And again, I know you're only a semester in,
Yeah.
but
I don't really know. I guess, I mean, you're literally in control. I don't know. I mean,
it can be fun.
yeah. I mean, you said, like, right now, it's like, I feel like it's just a common student because we're not playing softball.
Yeah.
I mean, we have lift and then we have class and, like, that's it. By the end of the day, we're like, what do we do? We all just hanging out in my room. We're like, what do you want to do? They're like, I don't care. But, I mean, I don't know.
Do you want to ask me what my favorite thing about your college career so far?
You want me to ask you
Yeah,
what my favorite thing?
go ahead.
What is it?
Beating you in mini golf.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That was fantastic.
I shouldn't have took the bait. That was rude.
I mean, I didn't expect to. I won't.
You didn't expect to win?
I won't.
Is that what you
divulge.
said?
No, I didn't. I was not gonna say that. I expected to win. I thought I had a good shot at least.
Yeah.
Although I can suck at times at mini golf.
Yeah.
But we won't tell America about that day for you. It's just
Appreciate it.
It's a rough one.
Yeah.
We'll hold it there.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be right back, guys.
Hey guys, Coach D left me, so I wanted to thank just people around me that have motivated me to get to this point in my life. My family being one, to always be there and support me and be my number one fans. Even Jackson, who's motivated me to be a better person every day. Even Coach D, he's allowed me to love the game again, and he got me to this point. So just want to thank you guys for sure.
Welcome back. We are almost wrapping up with this podcast. It's been probably the longest one. Not probably. It's definitely been the longest one, but it's been the best one absolutely for me. So as always, we have our open book segment that I love so much, just because, again, it's an opportunity for you guys to ask questions for myself and our guests. And so we have a couple of questions today. The first one is from Michael B. And Michael says, how are you able to connect with teenage players, and has it been difficult? So, interesting question there, Michael. I would say I've kind of had the luxury of youthfulness for now, because I'm in my 20s still, and when I started coaching teenagers, I guess I was 24, 23, 24. So I wasn't totally far removed from like being in their shoes. And so I've kind of, I say, use it to my advantage. Like, it's just been more of a natural thing to just because I listen to the same music in some regard. Styles are similar. Maddie may disagree. I don't know. But no, I don't think it's been difficult really. I think on the field, it's been easy because the expectation has been the same across the board. Like, there's an expectation of like performance and like what we're all out there to do. However, I do always preach to our players, like, I want you guys to know each other. I want all of us rather to know each other in a t-shirt and blue jeans just as much as we know each other between the lines. And so in that regard, because I've made that a priority, I think I've interjected myself into their circle a little bit, and so I know some of their business, the good and the bad and the ugly, and I think that's made me a better coach for them in some areas, because as Maddie alluded to earlier, like, knowing the person is important to players, but it's very important to me as a coach now that I get a chance to play this role. Because understanding what buttons to push, what makes them tick, so to speak, is important. And then also, I think it's fun to do life with people. So I'd much rather know and love Maddi the person than just the player. But I don't know. What would you say about that? I mean, obviously you're not coaching teenagers, but
Yeah.
like, how would you, from your perspective, how's that been?
I think just having that coach that's like, we'll have the conversation that doesn't include softball. So like,
Yeah.
literally just genuinely like getting to know that person, like, just simply like asking how their day was and stuff. Like just any conversations that like don't have to do with the sport or anything. I think is big from like a athlete or a player standpoint.
Yeah, I think so
So,
too. And I know I appreciated that as a player too.
Yeah.
Like just like, yo, he's taken genuine interest in me
right.
as a person. Sometimes I wouldn't like when coach would take interest in my grades, but beyond that though, I think it's always a good thing though to
Yeah.
have people in your life instead of just an X's and O's coach.
Right.
So yeah, Michael, hope that answers that question. Next question is from Christina H. And she says, "Do you still talk to your former coaches now that you're older?" Yes. One. Specifically, so Coach Kyle Gorley was my high school baseball coach the last 2 years, my junior and senior year, and so I got an opportunity to do life with his family. I watched his two daughters grow up right before me. His wife, Courtney, just incredible family. They live up, I guess, north of Athens now, I guess. But so he's on the football side now. But Coach Gorley he's that guy. I say he is for me. So I would say he'd be one that I continue to communicate with. Not often as I'd like to, obviously, but we have dinner, we hang out. He held my daughter when she was months old, so yeah, I would say that he'd be one for me. What about for you? Anybody out there?
Just you. No, I mean, you were like generally the only coach I think that I've had a relationship with, like outside of like softball. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you like randomly text me, whenever you feel like it.
Oh, don't! Wow, just throw me out there like that. Okay, fair enough.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, just you.
I'm just gonna not text you.
Whatever.
Just act like I didn't exist.
Okay.
All right. So question number 3 is a bit of a surprise question, actually, from Mama Speaks,
Oh goodness.
and so love this question a lot. So it's kind of a long one. So I'll ask like the first part of it,
Oh gosh.
and then I'll let you answer. Then we'll go to the second part.
Okay.
And this was her. So Mama Speaks, Maddie's mom, everybody. So she was asking this in the context of, so she teed this up with the fact that she's got 4 kids,
Mhm.
and as a mama bear of 4 kids, she always wants to make sure her babies are enjoying what they do.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So her question was, I want to know if Maddi has any regrets spending her weekends and weekdays throughout the years at the ball field. Meaning, does she feel like she missed out on doing normal things like sleepovers and parties, etc.? Or is she happy with the time spent playing ball?
Okay, Mama. Just made me cry. No, I don't regret anything. I have lifelong friends because of softball. And I think, I don't know, I mean, it's just like being able to, you don't necessarily need those like sleepovers and those weekends to like be with other people when these are the people you wanted to be with. So no, I don't regret any of them. I loved all of our girls' trips because we would go. So like if it was tournaments, it would just be me and Mama. Like we'd be bougie. We would be bougie. We would get a nice hotel. We would order Carrabba's for dinner.
Let's
my
go.
gosh, it was so good. And then breaks, we'd go shopping. So no, I don't regret any of it.
Love that.
at all.
Well, her, she actually answered it while she was asking me about it. She was like, and she didn't say like I hope not or anything, but she was like as her number one fan, she really enjoyed those moments with you, and I think that's really cool because everybody's situation is different, right?
Mhm.
But to know that your mom enjoyed that time with you is dope to me. Like that makes my heart happy. So anyway, love your mom to death. And so her
Me
next
too.
question was good. So in terms of she was asking in terms of the preparation and all that you kind of put into it to get to this point, but she was just asking like, has college been all that you've anticipated thus far?
It's easier than I thought. Like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people like stressed about it. And I was like, it's not that bad. It's really not.
Yeah.
I just I feel like it was talked up a lot.
Yeah.
And even like, well, because like college ball in like my mind before like elite and stuff, it was like, okay, that's like big.
Yeah.
And then with like you putting us in like college friendlies or like actually playing against like colleges, like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I'm playing this right now, like, so I think that kind of like eased me into that to where it was like, it wasn't like a shock when I got there.
Sure.
So, but
Sweet.
no, I mean,
Mission
good job.
accomplished.
Good job. But, no, I mean, it's not that hard.
Sweet.
So
cool. Well, hopefully, Mama, that's the answer you're looking for.
Yeah.
Or some semblance of it. So, all right, guys. So as we get ready to wrap up the show, like we always do, I like to finish with a thought you should know moment. And usually this is me giving the thought you should know moment, just something that I've seen this week. And I've actually seen a lot of things this week. But I wanted to put those on hold because I felt like just something that Maddie shared with me during our time of preparation is it can be beneficial to all of us as we just kind of figure out who we are. And just I know that everybody's going to be a few weeks away from deciding what their New Year's resolutions are, and just end of the year, beginning of the year type setting. I think it would be good. So we talked about passion a little bit, and your pastor had a discussion about passion in a sermon here recently. Tell us more about what that means to you, and just kind of what he was talking about in that light.
Yeah, so I think it's like you get those questions where it's like, well, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and you don't really have an answer, but then, in his sermon, he was just saying like passion like causes you to stay. And so I was like thinking back and I was like, well, that's your answer to like those kind of questions. So it's like players always get the question like, why do you love the game?
Right.
And like most of them don't really come with a straight up answer. They just say that, well, it's fun, But I think it's just genuinely like we have the passion for this game, and and I feel like everybody has a passion.
Sure.
So I just think that being able to have one, and for sure is pursuing that passion, I think is very important.
That's big, and I think allowing that passion to shine within you, right, and being okay with the world knowing that, hey, I am passionate about this, and I'm willing to sell out to it.
Yeah.
Right. Because what I know sometimes is that whether it's ball or anything in life, like some people will hide their passions so that the world doesn't know that it is a passion. Therefore, if they fail, right, they decide they're like, okay, well, I can throw that away.
Yeah.
And so I guess it can be dangerous, I guess, having passions that other people know about, but when you don't care what people think, then it's not dangerous at all. So, well, anyway, this has been an incredible day with Maddie, and just the opportunity to have her as my first guest on the podcast. Any last words before we wrap up?
Thanks, guys.
And thank you, seriously, for being willing to be the first guest on the podcast. I think it's going to be incredible time editing this.
It's going to be a long one.
It's going to be a long one for sure. But I've been grateful for you, and hopefully, audience, guys, this has been, as always, a blessing to you, and inspired you in some way, challenged you in some way. and hopefully also encouraged you, especially this time of year as we're all, embarking on the holiday season and get an opportunity to see family and friends and loved ones. So, with that being said, I'm going to sign this thing off like we always do. Please, please, please let all you do be done in love, because at the end of the day, that's what makes the world go round. We'll see you next time.